Hello and welcome to Taku Katsu. We got a great show today. This is going to be a lot of conversation about some things that we don't always want to talk about. So I'm going to introduce our favorite Peachon.
How's it going, guys?
That's Patrick. And then the greatest of darkness.
Heyo.
That's Vicky. And I am your host, lover of Ranma, hater of all things terrible, Cori. And we are doing Higehiro, or after being rejected, I shaved and took in a high school runaway. Or my date rejected me after eating, and I found jailbait so I could raise her to be my bride.
Oh boy.
Oh,
okay. Oh no.
Tell me that's not the correct title.
We're just jumping right into it, huh?
No.
Yeah! That's the true English translation. They really messed it up.
That's all in parentheses next to the underneath the title.
Yeah.
That's the title of this podcast.
Darn right it is. So this is episode 20. Yes. Am I got that right? Or yes, yeah, 20. We're on episode 20.
It's our Hitachi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all know what happens when we get that. Go on. I'm sorry. Please go on.
At least we're not at episode 16. Okay, so today we're gonna have quite an episode. We're planning this out. We're gonna talk about Higehiro. If you haven't listened to this show before, we talk about anime new and old. This time it's Higehiro, which is relatively new as of this recording. It's on episode 11 as of yesterday. We record this usually on Saturdays. And tomorrow is June 20th, which is, fortunately, Father's Day. So we are going to talk about Father's Day at the end as well, and Dads in Anime, which was at least partially inspired by this show, the show that makes me not want to watch shows anymore because I like them, and this makes me feel bad for liking them. Bunny Drop, which is something we don't talk about.
Oh, we talked about that.
And the simple fact that, there are dads in anime, and some of them are great, but most of them are terrible.
It's kind of a given, anime dads being terrible in one way or another.
Yes. So on our B-side today, we are going to talk about dads in anime in honor of Father's Day, Higehiro, and the bunnies who are dropped on their heads.
That would have been a
Stay
better
away
ending.
From the young ones, people.
That would have been a better ending.
Season 1, dropped on the head. No more seasons.
The end.
Alright, so Higehiro is very clearly what I just said. Dude gets rejected by a date after feeding her, and then finds jailbait on the street, and then raises her to be his bride. That last part is conjecture, but really, that's what's going to happen. Am I wrong?
I think not. It's very likely.
We still have a 5% chance of hope, you guys. We gotta hold on to that hope.
I will say this. Things I liked about this show, we'll do a round robin this time.
Okay.
One of the things I liked about this show was he thought to himself many times, many things to prevent himself from committing crimes.
Yes.
Are all teenagers like this? No, she's just weird. That was what he was thinking to himself, right? Patrick, give me something.
I think you're right. Okay, I want to pay back. The main character in his inner dialogue is great. Like that is, it's very self-aware, and it's like putting your if you're a guy or whoever, if you're a girl, whatever, you're self-inserting your character, and you're just like, yes, this is what I'm thinking as I watch the show. Self-aware, with the inner dialogue. I also like that it's pretty fast paced. Like it goes straight to the point. Like no filler in this show. Like bam, here are the story beats. They spend no time getting to story beats, and the camera work is amazing. Let's just say that.
The angles.
Yes.
Prime angles.
You can talk. You feel free to talk more about that, Vicky.
I mean, in terms of what the subject matter is, yeah, it presents it very in a way to not make you feel the most creepy. But man, I got some questions, y'all.
This is the what do we like about the show part. You guys,
what do we like
about the show?
I like that it ended.
No,
Hey,
it
we
did not.
don't know. There might be a second season.
It did
There
not
might
end.
be a second season.
No, I mean the episode. Like I only had to
Okay.
watch the one.
Okay.
I mean, okay, we'll get into that later. But
Yeah.
what I liked about it,
Season 2 is going to be called "So My Jailbait Wants to Marry Me, but She's Not Old Enough Yet." Go
so we
ahead.
have to get permission from her parents.
Oh God!
Second season's called 18. All right, go on, guys. I'm sorry. Let's continue. Vicky, what do we like about the show, Vicky?
I like that Sayu seemed to have some, like, bad as this is, she had, like, her own agenda. Like, she's out there doing her thing, which is apparently doing men for shelter. But, you know, no one was making her. That was her choice? Really? Because she had what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's hard. She was a person, because that happens. She seemed real.
Yeah.
There was a point that was made that she has to give something whenever she receives something, and I totally understand that idea of, like, if someone is being, like, nice to me or gives me a present, I always feel like I have to kind of, like, reciprocate that in some way.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but it's just like the idea in me. Like,
I think that's a enduring aspect of human culture. I don't think everyone feels that way every time, but I do think that if I give you something unprompted, you feel like you have to do the same. I think it was Benjamin Franklin who noted that if he asked for something unbidden, people were more likely to be friendly with him. Like, he just asked, like, can I have $1? Like, I give you $1 and then you pay me back. No, it's like, hey, stranger, can I have your wife? Like, maybe not that far, but, you know, Ben Franklin was known for getting around. He liked the French quite a bit.
Wow.
That's why he's on the dollars.
$1 bills, y'all.
Boom, 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 boom. Going to strip club, just hand them out. Benjamin, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He's not on the dollar.
Yeah, I'm like, he's very
He's
much
on the
$100.
He's on 100, right? He's on 100, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's
doesn't
straight
make much
balling.
sense.
Yeah, he's
Anyway.
Franklin's. Yep, but
All right,
yeah.
whatever.
But
Anyway.
this show, y'all, I got some questions. But I also liked how in particular where the guy was like, "Great job last night, me," because he very much was like me when I'm like, "Hey, me last night, great job for not setting me up, present me up for success."
Look, he said no to her 4 times.
You counted how
I
many
counted.
Hey,
I want to see how many
importance.
times it took for this dude to sleep with this little girl, which he referred to as a little girl, which was, I guess, helpful. Good job.
yeah. Again, his inner dialogue is so self-aware, and it's funny. If I can say one good thing about the show is that him as a character is like, it's just funny to get that self-reflect. Then it's sort of like the same idea with Mushoku Tensei with his older self when he's like, there's that inner dialogue, and it's just like, this is great. I'm watching commentary, and it's the guy is saying what I'm thinking and I'm feeling, and he's acknowledging the weird part of this show. It's not just like, oh, here it is just for it, but like, wait a minute, is this okay? Am I watching this? Is it okay? The character's okay. I think I should be okay. I think we're on the same ride with the characters. So yeah,
it's not like wild stuff happens and they just go along with it. They question like, this isn't supposed to be like this, is it?
Right.
Because I'm halfway through the episode and I'm like, is this one of those shows where the girl is truly innocent, but she's desperate, but also she's conveniently into me, and it's a crime, so who knows?
That's true. When it hit to the middle part where they're like talking and they're like, it was like 14 minutes in, I was like, okay, the episode's over. But then I was like, there's still more. There's more? I'm like, I thought it would end right in the middle part. Yeah. But yeah.
This show has a pace that is matching Ume Musume. They are running.
Yes.
It is breakneck.
It is.
It
really is.
Out the gate. Just like, hey, he's getting dumped right now. Next scene, he's meeting the girl that's probably gonna be his wife, but
let's call her Chi from now on.
Oh my god. This is Chobits.
Here's Chobits, right? Here's Chobits. Loser, can't get into college, studies for college, finds a girl in the trash. Here's this show. Loser gets dumped by who apparently is his hot boss. Goes out home, drunk off his ass in the middle of the night, like in Chobits.
Mm-hmm.
Finds a girl, not in the trash, but just at a light pole, sitting there. Look at my big head titties. That's basically what this show is.
But guess what? They both do the right thing. They take care of the girl. They're trying to be good,
at
decent
least he
people.
didn't look for her power switch.
Oh God!
Oh God!
Oh God!
Remember that, Chobits fans?
I did.
I do.
Oh,
I did.
God.
Episode 1. Episode 1, 15 minutes in, 30 seconds.
But,
yeah.
So, okay. What else, Patrick? What else do you enjoy about this very... Okay, I'll say this. The show does not animate like it's supposed to be a super horny show, but it definitely animates like, hey, you know what you want to look at if you're into that kind of...
Like about the angles, it's very fan service heavy light, where it's like every scene isn't fan service.
Purposeful fan service. It's very like, this is the fan service scene, this is the money shot.
Mm-hmm. I will admit, the way they animate, how to phrase it, round body part, like knees, very much appreciate like how they make it seem like soft, and it's like, man, they really went all out for just this like keyframe.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that as well. Like, it seemed like the animation seemed different to me compared to all that anime. It seemed a little bit like stylized in a way, and I was like, something is a little bit off. But man, it's interesting to like even her eyes as well. I always go back to character eyes, but her eyes in particular felt like it was like in a weird style that I haven't seen before.
I feel like the animation style was kind of like your bog standard. Like, it's not shonen, it's not, magical girl, it's not shonen ai, it's not bishoujo, it's not like all of that like super stylized, but it's like it's very 2020, like standard, like it's good but not exceptional, not boring, just kind of like standard, like this is minimum quality, and then they turn it up so that you can look at shiny boobs and stuff.
Right.
Because the male characters are very normal looking.
Yes.
And the female characters are a little more unique.
They get dialed up.
They're not, but like, because there's like cheap animation, like just cheap bottom tier stuff, like a prey tier, where everyone looks exactly the same. Mm-hmm. And then the hair color is different. Or like Ranma, where every character looks basically the same, or anything by Dragon Quest, Dragon Ball, Akira Toriyama, where every character looks a version of the same thing over every property. This is basically a little bit, this is basically that, except the guys look the same, and except they have glasses and different hair color. And there's only like 3 guys on the show, if that. And all the girls look different because they're the eye candy. Mm-hmm. But it's not like super ecchi, so it's like it's that standard, but slightly more for the ladies.
Mm-hmm. They definitely put their money into like making the girls pop.
Yes, yes.
But man, even just the first scene where she's like, "Oh, I don't talk about it at work, but I'm seeing someone." How dare you go on a date, an obvious date, and be like, "Oh man, that was delicious." I
know. First thing she said is like, "That was delicious." I'm like,
all that food was great. That was like a full on dinner, and then to be like, "Oh, I'm seeing someone." Like, girl,
you
did him wrong.
So I'm definitely gonna spoil like episode 2, 3, and 4 at least to some degree later on, but we'll get to that. Patrick, anything else you like? Anything else you like?
No, I think I'm good with saying what I like. There are definitely good points and good reasons to watch this show. I'm not knocking it out just because of the subject, but you should watch I recommend watching the first episode just to see.
Yeah,
see
if
what
you
it
watch
is
this
about.
episode
You
and
should.
you're like, nope, then it's exactly the kind of stuff you never would watch. But if you watch this episode and you're like, maybe, then you probably are going to watch this show.
Yeah.
It's very much like, it's all in or not at all. And I believe in that.
Let's just say, watching this show, I learned a few things about myself. You know, so it's good to kind of explore and like just see what's out there, you know. But go on. Vicky?
Some hard truths. Like holding up a dark mirror.
Speaking of dark mirrors, have you been watching Redo of Healer?
Listen, y'all. I am doing a full marathon, and I rewatched the first episode.
Oh my
You
god!
didn't have to do that. You didn't have to watch the second episode either.
So you watched the second episode though. That's the one where
to.
it's all comes together, and I mean
I
that
did
in
not.
all of ways that I could have said that.
I did not restart watching the second episode, but it's coming. My work is winding down. I've got some days off coming up, and I'm just gonna one through however many there are.
6
and then we're
hours, not even 6 hours. You can get that done in less than 6 hours.
Yep, it's. I'm gonna just sit through all of it, experience all it, like boom, 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 boom. It's gonna be great.
The quote unquote revenge story. Got it.
I will also experience all of it, but just what they call a supercut. Or just episode 12. Episode 12, because I need to see the ending to the show. I need to see the ending. It's obviously going to get season 2. I'm sorry, guys. I don't.
What?
I'm just
sure?
saying that. No, I'm just saying. I'm just joking. But like, it's gonna get. I don't see. Like, if it gets season 2, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's say, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
I would be.
Yeah. Sadly, like from where I left off, I think it was like episode 8 or so. I could see another season being made, depending on how they end it. Like,
I don't. Anyway, whatever. All right.
but
All
yeah.
right.
So, anything else we want to say that's actually positive about this show?
The voice acting was great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just being able to like hear the emotion and the like, oh, should I do this? This is a setup.
Yeah.
And like, again, going back to that inner monologue, it's very entertaining to hear.
Let's just say the characters are fun, but the situation isn't.
The situation is a crime.
Yes. But if those characters by themselves, I would watch the anime if they were like in another show. But being stuck in the same room is certain things.
The moral of this show is if you're over 18, just don't talk to anybody under 18. Just don't. Hi, cousin. How old are you? 16. Peace. Get the fuck out. I definitely, I think it's funny that he was like, I want miso soup made by a woman.
Yeah.
Like, no one talks that clearly in their sleep, and then she made it for him. Like, all right.
Yeah,
she's definitely desperate to provide value, right? She treats herself like an object. And that's tragic, and it's sad, and it's why she thinks and acts the way she does. And either in this episode or a different episode, I can't remember which one, he's like, do you want to sleep with me? She's like, not really.
Okay.
But I'm gonna, because I want you to feel like I'm valuable to you. Like, I'm staying here. I have no other value but my body, you know? Do you like my boobs? They're pretty great for a teenager, huh?
Sadly, that's how a lot of like homeless women, especially like sadly teens, survive as like this transactional thing where it's like, if you give me this, I will give you my body, which is like all I have of value. And it's like, I can see how him turning her down would just blow her little mind, because she's been living like this for 6 months.
Right.
Doesn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
So she just
again, like,
falls back on what she knows.
And I know she's from Hokkaido, but obviously she went
to Tokyo.
South, I think, in Japan. I think Hokkaido's north. I can't.
And
I don't
then
know.
she went to the center, which is Tokyo.
Tokyo, yeah. So she's not that close to home. Like it's a long train ride, I assume. But so she's kind of stuck. So what I hoped for this show, and I don't think is going to really pay off because this is not a series. The art in this show does not show that this is a show dealing with real shit. This is a show about convenience. It's a wish fulfillment show. Hey, what if this hot girl fell into your lap and wants to stay with you and do everything great for you? The show. It's not like, hey, let's deal with real problems of real people. Because if it was, right, then she's either one of two characters, broadly. She's either a character who is desperate and uses sex to get around, and then you deal with that problem. They're probably going to do that. Or she really is just happy to be free sexually. And then we're not going to shame her for that. It's going to be about like, all right, how do you treat someone who's 16 years old who just is sexually open? Right? And what's an appropriate relationship for a 16-year-old who's sexually open when it comes to adults? Which is none. In the story.
You said a bunch of plot points, and I don't think that has nothing to do with the anime. Like, it's not going
That's what I'm saying.
It's not going to dive into any of that. It's just.
I would love. See, this is what happens. This is how I find shows that I don't want to watch. I look at the basic premise, and I'm like, what if it was about this? It's not about that.
Nope.
Never about that.
You have the hope. You have that 5% hope, but every time you place in your bet, you're gonna
right?
Thank you
for say this show we do a healer. I'm finding wonderful ways to be disappointed by the creepiness factor. Stop it.
First season was great. But let's not talk about anything further than
you brought it up first.
We'll bring it up. We'll talk about
it.
Fucking bunny drop.
I just mean your luck of finding anime that you will hate is terrible. You gravitate to what you do not want to watch.
I clearly have a deep, dark secret, and it's that I like this. Okay, what don't we like? We've already kind of started. So, start with Vicky.
Y'all, this is the spiritual successor to Bunny Drop. And I don't know about y'all, but it's like, what good could come from housing a teenage runaway? Like, what's the happy outcome? That she goes back to her parents? That he teaches her to be, like, not spoiled?
Here's the thing. Yeah,
go ahead.
So, sorry, I was going to say, Vicky, this is, I hate bringing this up every time, but it's just kind of a theme of, this is what the guy's perspective of what a girl wants to change the guy. Like, a guy wants a knight in shining armor. I'm gonna change the bad boy. I'm gonna like, okay, I shouldn't say the word change, but I'm gonna turn him around. I'm gonna get that tsundere. I'm gonna get that dere out of the soon. But this is the guy's perspective, the wish fulfillment, where the guy's like, there's a girl that's down on her luck. I'm gonna change her. I'm gonna help her, because she shouldn't be that way. This is the Hirou reversal. So as a guy, from my perspective, I'm like, I understand this the similar way as I would think a girl would want to change a bat or something like that, right? So
I would even say
go on. Yeah.
The idea of being able to have her just kind of conveniently fall in your lap. She's a good cook. She cleans. She's cute. Da 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 da. That sounds like an easy win. It's like, I'm a loser. Oh, you're good. Sure. No effort. None. Zero effort. Get what you want.
It's the same reason why we love yanderes. not we, but as a idea, we love the person who's down for you.
Yeah.
I like a good yandere anime, but with that, that there is a set end. Someone's gonna get murdered.
Okay.
One way or another. With this, it just feels like very wish fulfillment. Like,
mm-hmm.
I got dumped, and you suddenly under a spotlight, a girl with F cup.
You know what? You're totally right. It's like, what is the end result? What are we hoping for the outcome to happen? Like, what do we want the show to happen? Like, even for me watching the first episode, even when I was watching Bunny Drop, I'm like, Bunny Drop's a little different, but these type of shows, like what am I suspecting? What do I want to happen? I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what I want for the show to do. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
But never know.
It's not quite slice of life, but it's like, what? Why is this a situation to make a story? Like, what story are they trying to tell?
They're trying to tell a story of a dude who finds his wife after he got rejected by his boss who's hot and has bigger breasts than the 16-year-old he met on the street, and he's going to raise her to be his bride.
All in one sentence. That's great.
Because there's this line where he asked the girl, I don't know, the girl tells her his boob size, because he's like, I'm not attracted to you. I'm not into little kids. He says it. He's like, no, I don't want sex. No. I'm going to kick you out if you flirt with me again. Spoiler alert. She flirts with him again. Does not kick her out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in the second episode, his boss, and this is how you know what show it is. Mm-hmm. All the girls in the office notice that he's shaving. Yep. His clothes are ironed. He's doing good work. He's getting out of work at 5. He's out the building. And they're like, what changed with main character Kun? Main character Kun is suddenly way more interesting and attractive now. So guess what happens? Boss is like, hey, main character Kun, let's go eat again.
God damn it. Oh, and God. I'm done.
My first thought is, bitch, you trying to eat my food again? Anyway.
She got a man.
I'm done. This is...
Wait. This is episode 2. I haven't got to episode 4 yet.
Okay.
So
wait. Can I interject real quick?
Yeah. Yes.
Y'all were getting on me for watching the second episode of Reading with Him and on and on. Cori, you quite clearly do not like this genre, and yet you are many episodes into this.
No. I, spoiler, am fucking watching this show.
Why?
Yes, because I hate myself, and this is terrible.
It's the same reason why you watch Video Healer. You hate yourself.
It's not that because I really want to see this man rape this little girl. It's not that at all. It's because of the story, Vicky.
It's the plot.
The story.
The plot.
Okay.
You right? You like your revenge plot? I like my harem romances. Because this fucking is a harem show, baby.
To his defense, when he gave me the summary of the episode 2 of the boss wanting to talk to him, I'm like, damn it, I want to watch this now. It's so messed up. Like, it's so wrong. But go on, Jesus. I'm done with this show.
This is essentially a wish fulfillment for men harem show. It really, truly is this, right? Yeah. Like at the end of the day, it hits all those buttons. And if she was 18, I would be 100% down with this show. 100%.
Yeah,
she's 16,
totally
so I'm 10% down for this show, and I'm watching this shit, and I hate it.
Wow.
Yeah, she's
it's terrible, but I'm still watching it. This is why. All right. Anyway, so the boss is like whispers into his ear that because the girl's like, I've got like G cups or whatever the fuck she said, and then the boss is and then the boss is like, I have I cups, and he's just like, what the fuck?
Wow.
That's the show. The show is everyone thinks he has a girlfriend. He's like, no, I don't. And then, because he's different, all the girls like him. And that so far, only 2 women, adult women, like him. And only one 16-year-old girl likes him. Because she definitely is like all in episode 2. She's all in. And then, episode 3 gets worse. Now, I will spoil this because this actually makes the show way more interesting. Like, because normally that's all the show is. He hides the girl, he tries not to get caught, he tries to date someone, and then at the end, he dates the girl and marries her and he's his child bride. But, guess what happens different?
They're related.
They all want to meet her.
The office ladies?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
He doesn't have to show who she is.
But he will, and he does, and he has.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Episode 5, Boss Lady wants to meet her.
You watched 5 episodes?
4. 4 episodes.
4, okay.
I have 5 right here on my other screen.
Wow.
Yeah. I watched 4 episodes yesterday. Mm-hmm.
This show just gripped you, and you're like,
yes.
for the audience, I will suffer through.
No, I'm sorry, audience. I don't care. This is for me.
It's
for him.
Just your own personal masochism.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it is.
You gotta own it.
I enjoy the
discomfort,
the wish fulfillment. I guess. I don't know. Like, I can't give you a good answer. Hey. I just have a honest answer, which is like, I want to watch the show.
Hey, I know. I see some people nodding their heads, no, but as the other male in this conversation, I also agree with that idea. Like, it is just wish fulfillment, but it's just like the fantasies. Like, I just like, I want to see where it goes. Like, honestly, as you say, for the plot and for revenge, I'm like, that's a weird plot point where the girls want to meet the guy, and he does introduce them to that, and there's that interaction between the girl and then the older ladies, and I'm just like, I wonder what kind of shit show that is gonna happen and pop out of that.
And so far, no shit show. So it's like, what's gonna happen? I don't know. Also, this is a joke before we watch the episode, but episode 11, the title for episode 11 was Resolve. And so I texted to both of you, why does he need resolve? What's going on?
You're saying he's going to have trouble making the right decision?
Oh, okay. So you ready for spoilers for episode 3?
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Episode 3, she straight up is in her bra and panties and grabs onto him and basically tries to like, look, let's do it because I have to prove I'm valuable. Mm-hmm. And then they have a goal discussion where he's like, I'll kick you out. I told you I would. And she's like, but I need to prove that I'm worth something. And he's like, no.
You know, man.
He doesn't do anything, but he does it. She forces him to admit that he's attracted to her. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, there goes the first gate. Because if he says it out loud, he's just going to keep inching closer.
The second seal has been unlocked.
Right. Rock Lee's about to go off. Mm-hmm. So, what else don't we like about this show?
Man. I mean...
you go, Patrick.
No, I was just like, when Vicky said about like this does kind of happen where people want to prove their worth to other people. And so, the more I think about it, the more you talk about this situation, I'm like, I could see that happening. Like, it's very valid. We're like, yeah, if you have no other worth, then you offer your body to a person or whatnot. And, like, that's sad to see. And it being depicted in anime is like, man, like, it's just, I don't know what to feel. I feel bad and discuss it in many different ways now. Like, it's watching the show, watching about the girl character, dealing with the more dilemma for the guy. It's just like, I don't know what to feel about the show, guys. It's just... I feel just as bad as watching Redo Healer. It's just terrible. I would watch Redo Healer rather than this show. Let's just say.
Same.
I don't know why.
Okay, give me that. I need to hear the difference. Give me that.
Okay.
Because Mushoku Tensei is already like pretty bad.
Yes, you're right.
Why would you watch this Redo of Healer over this show?
Okay, I would watch Redo Healer over this show because I know Redo Healer is just 100% just for the stick of it. It is purely just there's no layer of like going to the human reality. Like, this is just fun. This is random bullshit fun. Let's just go for the shit show. It's 100%.
Right. We have that on record. Raping is fun.
No. Old Boy is a great movie. The situation
is so far from reality.
Yes, it's so far from reality.
It would happen.
It would never happen. People can just like, oh, this is like far from the truth. Like, this is just a shit show, and that it's fun to watch. I'm eating a bag of Doritos or pick whatever chip I want. I'm gonna eat the whole bag nonstop. It is great. But for this show, it's like it's making me feel conflicted, and maybe that's why like the controversy of the subject or whatever it's talking about is like, oh man, this is a little bit hitting too close to home because, like you said, even though I don't want to admit it, it's like some guys probably, and I don't want to say most guys, but self-insert this male character and be like, what would I do? Would I take her up on her offer, or would I have the power to say no? And it's like, oh, it's just the moral dilemma is put up front in the show, which is like I guess that's the point for it. That's good about it, but it's also what you don't like about the show is talking about the really touchy subject and putting that up front. Like there's no layer,
Right.
there's no smoke screen. Let's talk about.
Because at the end of the day, the longer she stays in his apartment, the more it becomes a grooming situation.
Oh yeah, you said the word grooming, and it's just
So, how do they say how old she is?
I'm not 100%. She's either 16 or 17.
She has a high school, right? She's in high school.
Mm-hmm.
She dropped out.
Yeah, she dropped out.
So in episode 4, they say he's 26. We know that. But at some point, she says she's 9-ish, 9.5 or 9 years older than him. He is older than, he's 9 years older than her, so I would put her at 17.
Yeah.
But I could have swore she was 16. Doesn't really matter because I think consent laws in Japan are whatever they are. And I think they're complicated.
Yeah, that's.
But even still, I don't care how old she is if she cannot legally do the things that they're gonna do. That it may happen. It's bad.
So, but if we said it, let's say we're following U.S. age of consent laws, where it varies by state, and 16 is an age of consent. Would that make the situation better?
No, I mean, okay.
Really
let me imagine how it could possibly make it better. Okay.
Because legally,
one, she was homeless, desperate. He lit her in. Logically, he should call the fucking police.
Oh, of course.
Vicky, we're forgetting
Right? But he didn't do that.
Cori is well trained in certain areas of psychology. This is why it doesn't work for him. Vicky, the logic doesn't work against him. He has the ultimate power. Logic. He has logic on his side.
No, he was just saying that it's wrong because of age consent laws, and she can't legally consent.
Right.
But
she can't legally consent because she is in a position that could be easily justified or easily seen as coercive. Because she's not. The reason these laws exist is because who has the power, right? If at any time she can just say no and leave and be equally safe and secure and fed and all the other stuff, she's got equal power at minimum. But that's hard to prove because she's 16, she's not at home, she doesn't know him, they've never met before. He's keeping her there.
No, it's very much that the whole situation is rife with consent
ethical
concerns
dilemmas.
Because she's doing this out of survival.
Yeah.
Like, that's a thing.
And that's why if this was a more serious anime, because I'm not going to say better, it's not actually bad, it's just the subject is
it's just very laissez-faire about the whole thing. And it's like, just if it were more serious, it would be like, just a gritty, darker tone.
It would be
show.
Yeah. I've never watched Nana.
Oh my god!
I feel like like if it was the Nana version of this, it might be better.
Oh my god!
But again, I haven't watched it. Yeah.
Oh.
I mentioned the Nana to Vicky 2 weeks ago, and she did the same thing.
Knows.
Yeah. Oh, Nana. So bad. It's so great.
Okay.
It's great. It's kind of like Roots, also, happy Juneteenth, y'all.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like Roots. You only watch it once and never again.
Okay, wait, what's the show called? It's called Nana. I'm going to write this down.
Nana. It was a manga. It's the anime. It's great.
This
girl named Nana.
This girl, I've seen her.
Another girl named Nana?
Yes.
Actually, they're both named Nana.
I've seen
the one girl gets called Hachi by the main girl that's named Nana. But it is just rife with.
I gotcha.
Bad feels.
Real life problems. Speaking of real life problems,
huh?
Vicky,
what is your thought about older men and younger ladies?
Let's just say, Vicky, I want to hear, like, as the two male, well, I'm the male degenerate, but as a male degenerate and the male logical psychiatrist, dealy person, we have two guys' perspective. But as a girl's perspective, I just want to know, like, if you were to be put in that situation or a similar situation, like, what would, like, I just want to hear what you would think. Like, cause we're guys. We're the guy. We're the self insert of this character. As a girl watching the show, do you feel like, or what was your thoughts on the girl character inside you? I guess.
I feel like this is two different questions. What my perspective from watching the show, and like, maybe not self-inserting, but feeling the empathy of this female character that's going through this. I know what that's like because I feel like that's, I wouldn't say I lived it. It wasn't my experience, but growing up from someone that definitely got through life like that, pretty much, is rough. Because it's like, oh man, like, you just feel bad because it's like that. This is a real thing that happens. People find themselves down and out, and they're like, well, all they can offer is their body, and they just have to hope that they find ones nice enough to at least give them a night. And it's rough. It's just rough watching from my perspective, but mostly because I'm biased, having grown up from someone that basically was going through all of that. The other question of younger woman, older male, is if she had approached him on a more equal level, like Cori was saying, of not being, like, having a safe place to go at the end of the day, that would be different, because then it's just a choice of she's just young but has fixated on this older dude, and they can do whatever they want, consent laws being what they are. But because she doesn't have security and is still just trying to, like, latch on so she can have that safe feeling, it's tainted from the beginning. Like, you can't get away from it.
Because again, if she was 18 but exactly the same situation, or 30 in exactly the same situation, still fucked up.
Yep. Age doesn't matter.
It matters differently.
Yeah.
It matters differently, but it's like, would you say, like, someone in their 20s or 30s going through this has more control than someone that's 16 going through it?
So I will say that as you get older, the expectation from everyone around you is that you got your stuff together. Whether or not you do, whether or not you have a good reason for not having your stuff together, people don't ask enough questions to be empathetic most of the time. So I'm always going to be like, hey, what's going on? Tell me what's going on. But most people are going to be like, you're 25. What's wrong with you? Right?
Yeah.
You know, and many people will be like, you're 12. What's wrong with you? But in this situation, if she was 18, because let's say she's 17, she's a year away from not being jailbait. It's still like, hey, go get a job, go get your life together, make good choices after that. And then she's like, I can't. So from the outside, we'd be like, all right, you did the best you could with your limited resources and situation, and we would prefer, in a world where people don't exploit each other, that you didn't feel like you had to, engage in sexual favors. But all right, we get it. Now, the thing that I like and don't like at the same time is he's like, in the first episode, he's just like, you're going to be here, you're going to get your shit together, and you're going to leave. And I'm going to help you. And I'm like, yeah. Too bad that's not going to be what exactly happens, I'm sure. I don't know that. But that's it's anime, it's wish fulfillment. She's not going to get a job and leave in a week. Like, that's not what's happening. That's not this show. But that's really, honestly, what happened, where it's like, I am just here to provide you room and board. You're going to work for it. And we're not going to have any kind of emotional connection beyond, I'm your landlord until you can get a better place. But again, that's why you call the police. That's why they go to immediately full. But you go to shelters. You go to, a shelter for kids under 18 or over 18. If you've got them, they're usually full. I didn't know about this until I worked in an environment where that's what we did. But that's why they exist. And in a perfect world, you can always go there in an emergency. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it again, if this show took it seriously, it'd be so good. But it's a harem show.
Yeah.
It's a harem show where the lolly character that no one is supposed to like, is the main female attractive character that you're supposed to be into. Because she is, without knowing any full backstory, an idealized female character. She's young, she can cook, she can clean, she's considerate, she fakes her emotions, which some people might think is a good thing, so that everyone else feels comfortable around her. That's more of an episode 2 thing, but and she's available.
Yep.
Like, there is so many things that, like, if you said, "This is my girlfriend," these are her qualities, and you didn't say her age or that it wasn't a problem, everybody like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You win.
Yeah.
Like, there are no obvious flaws except for the fact that she's got a traumatic past that we don't know about. And guess who doesn't give a crap about that? Most people on the first date. And that's what makes it gross. Like, at the end of the day, like, I want to see these characters happy. I want to see how this all plays out. I also don't want to see him raise his child bride.
Yeah. But
I also kind of do, because in a real world context, if I'm a lonely 26-year-old and that's what happens, I'm like, fuck. Let's see where this goes. I'll do the best I can to be good. Because that's animal brain. Like, yeah. The power of boners.
Yeah, I mean, going back into the point of like the age thing, like it doesn't matter how age she is, like it's still just gross because like it's her being vulnerable and down on her luck. Like that's it's like clearly taking advantage of. Like you shouldn't do that to any person with any age, right? She could be 40, right. She could be an old lady, and still would be like, "Geez, Absolutely. That's wrong." And so again, the age only
let's
adds.
Let's flip it around. She's 61 and says all the same thing.
Here's the thing. Still wrong, and even
right?
the age is still the being the young age, that just adds another layer to it, and that makes it that's the spice, as I like to call it. It's the cake.
It is
the
though.
Spice.
That's absolutely what
Jesus.
That's why this show exists, because all they had to do is make her 20,
right? It still would be.
And it would be the same show but less gross.
Yeah. And that's why like when people talk about the show about the underage, they're like, no, it's just you got to think of that other layer. It just adds another layer, but it's still. The story still stands as it is.
Let me make a terrible joke. Mm-hmm. You know who else thought age was just a number?
Oh, Jesus.
R. Kelly.
Oh, God.
He has... Oh, God, let's not talk... Oh, my goodness. Okay, no, never mind. I'm not going to say it. I want to make some more jokes, but I'm good. I'm sorry.
But, at least the main character guy made the effort of trying to be like, you know what, I'm going to help try and turn this girl's life around. Like, help her get a step up. It might not turn out that way, that his intentions prevent him from committing crimes, but he at least had the forethought to be like, I can at least do this much for this girl.
You know what?
I feel like... Oh, go ahead.
I think I know I made the parallel to Mushoku Tensei and him.
I was just about to do the same thing.
This is the same two Zach Morrow idea, because they're both pervy ass people and they understand what they like, but they're like, nope, can't do it. And in Mushoku Tensei, even though he's an old guy, there's underage characters around him, just surrounded by these girls. He still fucks up, even though he's talking it through. He's like, I'm not gonna do this. I know better. I'm an old man, but he still messes up, even though he has clear foresight.
I would say the difference between the main character in Mushoku Tensei and the main character in I Gotta Raise My Child Bride is that in Mushoku Tensei, he's a NEET who knows better and doesn't give a shit. He's like, hey, give me the opportunity, I'm taking it. Right? Like, he just wants the permission to do bad. While this guy is like a functioning member of society, and he knows he's not supposed to,
right.
And he's trying really hard, but he also realizes, like, I have to keep saying I'm not attracted to you because actually you're unusually attractive for a 16-year-old. And I'm definitely into older women, but you are a pretty good second. Like, in 10 years, 20 years, Jesus. You're her. I'm just raising you to be the person I really want you to. Like, this grooming.
That word grooming, it also feels like that's just a lot of lot of bad feels.
Yeah. And
Negativity.
again, what makes him better than Mushoku Tensei, which is another show I enjoy and is terrible.
Yep.
Because I like trash, is that he's trying real hard to do it right. So it's a show about being constantly tempted.
Yeah.
It's also a harem.
Yeah.
But it's a show about being tempted to do something that is ultimately a crime. So I enjoy it.
Wow.
And I'm gonna watch this all the way episode 12 because I assume it's a 12 episode series, and I'll be like, cool.
You hear it first from us, guys. Cori, taking big stances on a big hill by himself.
Yep.
That's okay.
Not
That's
even
okay.
for the audience, for himself.
Personal journey.
Because look,
personal journey.
when I know something's horrible and I want to watch it, redo it. You're like, I ain't doing it. When I know it's something I want to watch and it's horrible too, I'm gonna watch it for me. I'll tell you about it if you want to hear it. But I'm watching it because I want to see this dude do the right thing at the end. When I know, like the show we're going to talk about shortly, he will not.
Let's drop those buddies, y'all.
Dropping bunnies. All right. So, anything else before we wrap up? Patrick, you gonna watch the show with me?
So I don't want to watch it, but I will clearly read the synopsis and the summary because I will spoil myself. I'm not gonna invest 6 hours into this anime. I'm gonna read the Wikia and just like, because I need to know. I just need to know. Like Hirou Healer, I need to know what happens. Does he get his revenge? Mm-hmm. Does he actually follow through and not, commit a crime?
Yeah. What happens with the kingdom, y'all?
Yeah, exactly. Like, come on. But yes.
All right, Vicky. Yeah. Vicky, we are clearly on opposite sides of what we accept as horrible things worth watching. Are you going to watch this show?
Hell no. I got other better bad things to watch.
I gave Redo a Healer an episode 2. You can't even give it an episode 2, huh?
Episode 2 is spicy, though.
The only rape that may even happen, which hasn't happened, your show has all the rape in it. Stop. The only rape that may happen is statutory rape.
No.
And that might not happen. We might get away with it.
This show will not.
That sounded wrong.
No, this show will not go that far. Definitely not.
See?
It will not.
That second season.
You enjoy a show where they definitely commit terrible crimes. I enjoy a show
you expect
where he might.
Yeah, it's like watching a horror. It's like watching a horror movie. Yeah. You want to get scared. Yeah. If it doesn't scare you, it's a crap horror movie. If there's no killing and if there's no killing and in this show, it's not worth watching. You expect that to happen.
It's part of the story. Like it's like Saw. Everybody's gonna get killed. You just want to see how it's gonna happen.
This is just the romantic version of Saw.
Oh Jesus.
We're just waiting a really, really long time for them to kiss or get murdered. It's it's tantric.
He's not wrong, Vicky. If they kiss, if they don't kiss, we're going to be disappointed. If they do kiss, we're going to be disappointed.
I mean, realistically, right? When you watch romance anime, right? They don't kiss until the end, right? That's like the whole, they're just stringing you along.
Yep.
I'll say this, though. Okay, in all truth and all honesty, a better version of this that has none of the creepiness and all of the romantic fun times and even a little bit of the will they, won't they. Wotakoi. Watch Wotakoi.
Yes.
It is amazing.
It
is a fantastic show. If this show is a C-, Wotakoi is at least, on the worst day of the year, a B+. Wotakoi is fantastic. It's an anime about two adults who get interested in each other and they work through the relationship, and that's the show, and all that. It's great. It's not like Kimi ni Todoke where you're waiting 12 seasons for them to get together. It's not, a harem anime at all, so don't worry about it. If that's what you're looking for, there's tons of harem anime out there. It's got no real ecchi of any kind. Maybe like a 2 Wotakoi. But it's great. It's a great show. Now, if you're Vicky and you don't like romance, you just like watching people get revenge porn, fine. Don't watch Wotakoi. If you want to watch a really good show, Wotakoi is great. Wotakoi. All right, let's talk about that show we never talked about. Who wants to describe it? Because I'm going to tear it apart.
From what I remember, it's like, this dude's grandpa died, and then he finds out the grandpa had a daughter.
Correct.
Yep.
And she's like a kid, so he's raising his aunt.
Yes.
No one. I don't think no one wants to like take her in. So he's like, I guess
Correct.
I gotta be responsible for my grandpa or whatever, and I gotta take it to son because no one's gonna do it. And it's amazing because it is wholesome. It is
so wholesome.
And you watch just a guy doing the right thing. And
all the time,
being a single dad.
That is good.
And like just
all the time.
Be responsible. Exactly.
He's the best dad.
He is
the best dad.
And he is like what you look up to. Like even after watching this as like a teenager, and I was like, I'm gonna be this dad. Wait a minute! Yeah. Don't say that yet.
Don't be this dad, y'all.
Bunny Drop came out in 2000 and what was that? 6? No, way later. 13? 12. Probably 2012. Because we were all in college, doing college stuff. And it was a great anime. It was like 12-ish episodes long. And it's just this story about this regular dude who finds out that his grandpa died and left a kid. And nobody in his family wants to take care of this kid. So he's like, you all suck. I'll do it. And they're like, no, don't. And he's like, shut up. I'm taking care of this weird situation. And it's his aunt because it's his grandpa's daughter from a weird relationship. And it's all very weird and not explained. So he goes, he takes her in. He's got a job. He has to like take a lower position so he can take care of her. He meets this other widow who's got her own son who's the same age as the girl character. The little daughter is adorable. Just adorable. Best little girl ever.
They base all
the dad thought so.
Every future every future little girl character that came after is like she's like the chi of the little girl, like it's of the daughter character.
Just you're just like, oh
yeah,
you dumb little girl. Oh, you're
best
just
daughter.
Adorable.
Best
Stop it.
Wife.
Oh, stop it.
Stop.
Spoiling it. You're spoiling the mood. All right. So if we haven't made it clear why we don't talk about this, it's because they didn't animate the rest of the manga. Mm-hmm. They left it at the best part where they just live happily ever after. She goes to school. She goes to daycare. He's picking her up. He's meeting ladies who also have kids and she's bonding with them. So then what happens in the manga? In the manga, because I was like, this show's great. Dad anime, Father's Day is coming. It's great. Everything's wonderful.
Need more.
This is 2013.
Need more.
I want to read the rest of this. I find out there's more. No one warned me. No one said don't read the manga. I was like, why would I? I'm gonna read. This is a great time. It's a wonderful time. One Punch Man is announced as an anime. It's good. Life is good. It's 2013. I read the manga. Motherfucker doesn't get together with the mom that he met. Right? She marries some douchebag. Like, it's really like a compromise. He's like, I gotta marry him because he's got money. Like, what? Doesn't marry the guy that, like, they clearly had a connection, right? Oh, by the way, there's a time skip. Why do you think that is? So there's like a 10-year time skip. She goes from like 6 to 16. Again, why do you think that is? She is having emotional, mental health distress. She is fucked up. Why? Because she just is unhappy. Why is she unhappy? Oh, I don't know. Is it because she loves her daddy? It's because she loves her daddy. Yep. Right? Yep. She's supposed to. You can see that they set it up like, oh, boy, girl, same age. Your mom has a parent, has a thing. Your dad wants to be with your mom. That can't happen. Well, that would have been awkward. No, we don't need domestic girlfriend problems here. What we do need is for the little girl who's now 16 and the little boy who's also 16 to get together. The little boy who's 16, he's like, yeah, I'm totally into you. I've known you since you were 6. We hung out all the time. I'm the boy next door. Let's make this happen. She's like, fuck you. No, get out of here. I'm not happy with you. You are not what I need. I need a man. She doesn't say that, but it doesn't matter. because she loves her daddy.
Yeah.
Okay? She tells him, I'm in love with you. I want to be with you forever. He's like, pause. You're 16. This is not okay. It's not appropriate. It's like, good choice. Good answer, man. So if you're still feeling this way at 18, then we'll discuss it. No! Wrong answer!
What?
Wrong answer, Bunny Drop.
I always did drop something too. Wrong answer, but it's like, she's the aunt, right? So like she's related. She's the grandpa. She's the grandpa's kid.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't do that, right? Wait a minute. They're not biologically.
So within about the last 2 chapters of the anime,
related.
Surprise! We were never related ever.
At all. So it's you check marking, more things for okay. I'm just like, all right, there's nothing wrong with it. They weren't related. She's of age now. I mean, oh my god, just dropping all of the bombs. And
there's just still so much wrong with that whole relationship.
Yeah, there's a lot.
That he raised her for like 10 years.
Perfectly reasonable.
It was
he
set
adopted a little girl. It was fine. It was fine. It was It was wholesome, and it just became dirty because he now raised a girl who he thought was his aunt, and she thought he was his nephew, her nephew, but actually the whole plot was a lie. They're not related. It was all bullshit. The grandpa didn't father any children at his old age and die. Surprise! You're not related, so it's okay now. It's not okay. Fucking Bunny Drop. Yeah. And this is why we don't fucking talk about Bunny Drop.
That is why the bunnies drop.
Yeah.
Just like this anime.
Yeah, just like Cori says, the first half is like he's hoping for good endings and the potential, because it sets up for Bunny Drop, especially the first season. It set up all these things with the other wife and then his kid, right? It plays with you like, oh, this is gonna happen because we introduced these characters. Nope. Let's just go into redo territory and just second episode. Let's just ruin everything. Let's ruin everything. The setup. There's no payoff for anything that you're invested in. Bam, no payoff. And it's like, why?
Let's put them together.
Yeah, why even introduce? Yeah, it's just sad. So if you would watch first season 1, just let that be, and that's it. That's the ending. Season 2 and the further ending of the show. It's
don't do it.
Don't do it.
And the voice acting was so good.
It's a great show, guys.
It was amazing.
It's a great
show. So fucking good. I was like, yes, dad anime. A good dad. I want a good dad. Can I have a good dad, please? I don't have a good dad in real life. Can I have a real dad in anime life?
Like I said at the top, there are no good dads in anime.
Hey,
except for Maze Hughes.
Except for one.
Maze Hughes.
I was going to talk about
Full Metal Alchemist, Maze Hughes.
I was going to talk about the other Full Metal Alchemist character with the dog.
Yeah, I was like, that's my favorite dad, actually.
Yeah, that's my favorite dad.
Who are we talking about?
The one with the dog and the...
Dog and the daughter.
That's dad.
The dog.
Shao Tucker. Worst human being ever animated, geez. Not really, but kind of.
That's dad.
A memorable, at least.
Yeah. Honorable mention. That's honorable mention.
Oof.
Sure. Okay, so in honor of Father's Day, and the fact that we watched a show about a guy who got called Papa, and he was like, "Don't call me that," and she's like, "It was so funny to call you Daddy." In honor of the show that it reminded me of, Bunny Drop, where it was a wonderful daddy who wanted to fuck his not aunt real bad. Let's talk about why dads in anime suck. Let's because as I said before the show, I think that I watched Beyond the Bot, and Crystal Marie and Dory did a daddy episode on their YouTube channel, which I encourage. And they talked about good dads in anime and daddies in anime. And while I am not at all interested in daddies in anime, Vicky,
no comment.
Patrick.
Well, Vicky would be the only one to talk about these topics, but
yeah, I figure we might as well.
I am not watching daddies in anime. There's dads.
What about Dream Daddies in anime?
Oh, okay. That's
Dream Daddy. Okay,
oh boy.
That's a video game. If you don't know
it.
That's a game.
Yeah,
a light novel, even-ish.
I guess it's a light novel. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't want to rehash what they did, but I did want to talk about dads in anime, why they suck, why the ones that are good, and why when I see Todoroki's dad, Endeavor, I think of my real dad, and that's a terrible thing.
Ooh, that's terrible.
I literally explained it to someone. I was like, yeah, Endeavor. He's like, my real dad, but not with fire powers. And I'm like, that's a good explanation, because,
oh, jeez.
Yeah, my dad's a jerk, to put it nicely.
You know what? There are no good dads. Eventually, we all fail, just like Batman and Bunny Drop. We all fail as dads. We all fail eventually.
So what you're saying is, I want to be a good dad.
Yes.
I was born on Father's Day.
Yep.
Father's Day changes for anybody who's trying to figure that out. And I shouldn't, is what you're telling me.
I'm just saying, every dad has a season 1, and every dad will have a season 2.
Oh my god!
All right,
never meet
Patrick,
your hero, guys.
Patrick,
they are. We are all
Patrick,
flawed. We are all flawed.
Show me, Patrick.
Yes.
Show me on the season 2 where your daddy hurt you.
Oh my god! Jesus.
No. Terrible. Season 1. Yeah. I don't know. That's all right. Yeah. That's a tough question.
So I put on my list of bad dads Goku.
Yes.
Goku is the classic terrible dad in anime because he doesn't give a shit. He wants you to be powerful, but that's all he cares about. And if he's more powerful, he's happy. Not powerful than you, just period. Just like, oh, we should train. I don't want to train. Ah, yeah, you do. That's it. That's his personality as a dad.
Mm-hmm. You know who was the best dad?
Vegeta.
Piccolo.
Vegeta?
Yeah. He was there for his wife. He raised his child.
No, he wasn't. No, he didn't.
It was love.
He was in space training.
Not while... Well, I don't know when Trunks showed up, but...
A lot. He showed up many times, but yes.
They had a couple kids, I think.
Bola.
But, yeah. They were together. He was a good dad.
He's not a good dad. He's a yelly dad. He's a physical assaulty dad. He's
definitely better than Goku though.
Yeah, he's better than
Goku. Neither of them work. Neither of them have good communication skills at all. Their main skill is fighting and dying.
Mm-hmm.
And they would rather go fight than do anything else. Make money, take care of a house. No, Bulma does everything in that relationship. Yeah. She has the kids, she raises the kids, she pays for the kids, she pays for the house. She's a rich genius. Grandpa does more daddy stuff, briefs, than Vegeta.
Still, he was there at least. Whereas Goku was like, I'm off for the next adventure. Hit me up.
Vegeta's chasing him, trying to be more powerful. I'm the Prince of all Saiyans.
He gave that up. That was early pre-Bulma.
The only thing that Vegeta did that was even remotely good as a husband, not a father, because I can't think of anything for father, was get upset when Beerus punched his wife.
Right.
I mean, and that's fine, but that's kind of bog standard for the guy whose only skill is being good at punching.
Well,
yeah, there are no good dads in Dragon Ball. There's only one good uncle, which is Piccolo, probably. That's about it.
He's okay. He's okay. For uncle, he's great.
Yeah, uncle.
But for a dad, uncle, he'd be terrible because he still leave you. You know what? Piccolo's dad.
Oh, the
Piccolo.
Yeah.
Demon King Piccolo.
Yeah.
Can't remember his dad.
That's because Piccolo is Piccolo's dad. It's really weird. So, King Piccolo from Dragon Ball was gonna die. So he vomited up an egg and hatched, basically, Piccolo Jr., who we always refer to as Piccolo.
Hey, them Namekians have a weird way of surviving.
Reproduction.
Wild.
So, by default, he's both mama and daddy. So he is a fantastic dad because he could have never done better.
Except we never hear from Piccolo Jr.
Piccolo Jr. is Piccolo.
Then what happened to Piccolo Sr.?
That was Demon King Piccolo, and he barfed out Piccolo Jr. and died.
Like, as if a reincarnation of himself into the egg.
It's weird. It's Dragon Ball, so the explanation isn't extremely detailed.
Right.
Gotcha. I suppose a good dad is Haru's dad.
I'm gonna keep saying it, damn it.
Obviously.
We can't just go with the best.
We can't go with that
always.
all the time.
Hey, look, I would have loved to have been a Maze Hughes type father if it ever happens. And I'd love to be the bunny drop type father, except not my fucking niece.
Hey.
Or aunt. Or whatever. Season 1, Daddy, is great. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry. I interrupted you, Vicky.
Haruhi's dad in Ora High School Host Club. He's pretty good.
Haruhi's dad. I don't remember him even saying anything. What did he do in that show?
Yeah, he was like an entertainer, and everyone thought he was her mom. Yeah.
That's great.
Look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
I know a good dad, and probably it's Naruto's dad. I think is a good dad. Sacrificing himself to the village. His mom died too. He was able to give his chakra into Naruto, and so that he could see himself later in his weird ninja verse. So he still sees him at like he sealed his chakra into Naruto, sealing the demon, the Nine-Tailed Fox, and then later on in Shippuden, when Naruto's doing like his inner training or whatnot, like he gets to see Minato there because of his chakra was still infused with them. So he goes into this weird like little training world, and he gets to see him, and it's amazing. That whole plot is like same thing. He does the same thing with his mom too. And so it's like through anime logic, it makes sense, and it's just like, oh, you're planning that out, and yeah.
It feels like if there's a good dad in anime, they're gonna die.
It's very true.
They're dead.
Very true.
Yeah.
Like they will not survive.
It's a shame.
Yeah. And if you're a bad dad, you're just alive and being bad.
Yeah. Endeavor.
I mean, he got his ass whooped royally. Still need to catch up on the new season, but
he's not dead. No spoiler for that. He's still alive.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Endeavor's an asshole. Got it. Like, oh my god.
Ooh. No spoilers. I still gotta catch up.
Freaking Endeavor. Anyway.
I just saw the picture of Haruhi's dad. Amazing.
Yeah. So I was looking it up. So yeah, Ryoji Fujioka, professional cross-dresser, entertainer at Okama Bar, goes by Ranka, openly bisexual, male by canon definition, as it says.
Haruhi's dad. Awesome.
Yeah. Haruhi's dad. I have no strong opinions other than Haruhi's dad is bad with money. So
yeah, that's it.
I like Orin High School Host Club though, so I can't be too mad at this character I forgot existed.
Let's see what else.
Yeah, this is a tough one. Like it's,
which is like, what makes them such bad fathers? Is it that either they're not there, which is a common anime trope, parents aren't available, or they're main characters and they have to be like Goku focused to do anything of importance, and so they can't be parents.
You know who's a terrible dad? Ging Freaks from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible. Actively running away from his kid.
Not only actively running away, was never there when he was really truly alive. Like, he was a baby and he's like, peace out. I don't even know if he was there when he was born. Like, find me when you're 8.
Yep. He's like,
go to a murder trial. It's fine.
I'm done with this baby. You raise him.
Not even his wife's sister raised him.
Ooh,
not even a
worse.
direct relative. Yeah. The relative of his wife who's dead raised him.
this is hitting too close to home, you guys. Like, it's just like Jesus. It's hard to even think of a good dad in general. Like, I'm not even talking about anime. I'm talking about people in general. It's being out to the real world. What are good dads? Who are the good dads in my real life? Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
In the YouTube channel, they were talking about Sweetness and Light. Was it? Did you watch that at all? Sweetness and something. Shoot. They said there was a good dad in there. Sweetness and Lightning. Maybe that's what it's called. I haven't seen that show. I have no idea. But apparently the dad in there is pretty great.
I think my dad was pretty alright. But he pulled Grandpa from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, boy.
And suddenly died.
Oh, boy.
So what you're saying is a good dad is a dead dad.
All good.
I'm saying good dads are doomed to die.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm sorry to hear that, but man,
I mean,
that's tough.
Technically, we're all doomed to die,
Yeah.
but an early inappropriate death is Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, happy Father's Day,
No,
everybody.
no,
I hope that is not lifting.
Jesus. No, I mean, I'm safe to say my dad's great. Like, again, like, nothing to say in general to speak bad of. But it feels like we're just talking about, like, trying to find a good, what is a good male character in general? Like, like that is, who is a good father figure character / dad in anime?
One who's hopefully not dead.
Who is not dead, yes. Preferably not dead.
I think the issue that my B-side topic runs into is that anime isn't about functioning adults most of the time.
Nope.
That's true.
Nope.
It's usually about dysfunctioning children in a dysfunctional world with superpowers.
Yep. And to be a main character, you need that early childhood tragedy, trauma of loss of a parental figure to, like, jumpstart your road to adventure.
So I just watched episode 11 of Fruits Basket, and Kyo's dad is insane. Basically, he blames Kyo for, again, kind of spoilers for Fruits Basket episode 11 final season. He blames Kyo for killing his mom. And Kyo was like 5. And by every indication, Kyo's mom committed suicide in front of him via train. But the dad blames her. But the dad was actually just kind of a complete jerk asshole who blamed her for giving birth to the cat, and she couldn't take it. So he's pretty terrible. Also, he's alive.
Wow.
Yep. So being a jerk keeps you alive, apparently.
That's true. That's true. I mean, just in generally speaking, if the easier routes of doing bad things and not, like, for survival, you're gonna survive. You're not gonna care about people, and so you can be a jerk. Your jerks usually do survive in the long run. That's just
So kind of to bring it back a little bit, I do feel like in Higehiro, like he's very much, he's the good guy. He's the nice guy. And it's like, nice guys never get what they want. And the moment he commits a crime, he's going to get everything he wanted. So be nice until you can commit the best crime.
I am not there yet. I am not there yet.
That's the lesson, everybody.
That is a harsh truth.
Be so nice until you can commit the perfect crime to get what you want.
Corey, I hate you so bad because that is the harsh truth where you are the Higehiro person. You try to do everything. I mean, I don't even know if he's
try. We all try. We all try
to do my best and do the right things. But when a magical being falls in your lap and you're given the opportunity, you still gotta be, the good person.
You gotta be superhuman.
Yep.
And then you still might lose.
Exactly.
You truly may not get what you are hoping for. Even if what you can get isn't actually good, it's what you kind of want, or at least a version of it. I mean, if you take somebody who is truly suffering in life and you give them an opportunity to commit a crime that will harm other people, but it will improve their life at least for the next few, let's call it months. Most people would say, if it were me, I'd do it, but other people shouldn't. And that sucks. And to say, I won't do it, despite knowing other people will and will get the benefit, what happens to you in the end? Nothing changes. You just didn't get a benefit. And in a non-moralistic, non-ethical way, you fucked up. Right? Now, there are other reasons additionally to do the right thing, but those are long-term issues. Those are things that you have to think through and plan for and hope for and get lucky and work for. And honestly, it's hard to tell an animal, human beings are animals, hey, don't do the short-term thing because it's going to hurt you in the long term. Because if we did, we'd all work out, we'd all eat healthy, we only have like one rodeo burger a week, right?
Hey, those things are tasty. Like, they're so good.
Can't stop human nature.
At least it's not a crime.
You can modify human nature, but it's, the world is not set up to make us all better. The world is set up to get what you can get when you can get it.
Yeah.
And that is why this show is wish fulfillment, because it's like, hey man, you can pick the young office worker who is suddenly into you all of a sudden. You can choose the boss who you definitely shouldn't choose because she rejected you. Spoiler for episode 4.
Wait.
The boss is a virgin and she was embarrassed. I don't believe her. I think she's lying.
Doesn't she have a boyfriend too?
No,
she
she says she lied about it.
Oh my goodness!
Wow,
she lied about having a boyfriend for 5 years. She says she was always interested in him, but really wasn't. And she's a virgin. And when he joked about convincing,
I'm out.
Wow, that was loud and annoying.
Whoops!
That was the sound of my heart just breaking into two. Like,
so
Jesus, you can hear it.
The boss that he's totally in love with admits she likes him, and he's like, prove it. And she's like, how? And he's like, sleep with me? And she's like,
wow.
I guess so. And he's like, no, I was joking. She's like, well, I mean, if that's what I gotta do. And he's like, no.
This show just gets
drama.
I am just like...
And at the end of that episode, she's like, I want to meet this kid.
This is why we can't have nice things, you guys. He's just...
Yeah. So that's what makes this show different and slightly better, is because there's just this little bit where it's like he's actively doing certain things, not what he should be doing, but certain things that lead him to have more people know what's going on. So theoretically, and this is a terrible way to think, do not think this way. Theoretically, he's going to be less likely to commit a crime because there's more witnesses.
Oh.
That's how I think in my brain when I want to justify this show. Yeah. When I want to justify. This is bullshit, though. It's a lie to yourself. He is going to commit this crime, and she's going to turn 18 right before he commits the crime. So it's not a crime. It's a crime. But he didn't get caught.
That is interesting. Holy crap.
Yeah, the show. Oh my god.
Subconscious being what is it, like self-policing. Subconsciously, you're self-policing yourself. I gotta let people know what I'm doing so that they can hold me accountable because I can't hold myself accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's weird because like
it's all just a trick to get yourself to do something you shouldn't do.
Man,
it's self-deception. It's bad.
Yep.
We all do it.
Yep.
It's bad. Don't do it. If you can help it, don't do it. Don't do it. But most importantly, just don't be in a situation where you have to tell yourself no to something that biologically you're like, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Like if you are allergic to peanuts, don't go to a peanut farm.
If you really like cake, if you really like cake,
like rodeo burgers,
and you have diabetes, do not work at the cake factory.
Yes.
You will die.
Yes. Don't put yourself in that situation. That is right.
Yeah. It's
keep
bad.
out of temptation's way.
You don't have to put yourself in a situation where you keep having to force yourself to say no. Just don't be put in a situation to force yourself to Oh, man.
And, to make it worse, they definitely sleep in the same room. He bought her a futon. Mm-hmm. He sleeps on a bed. So it's not like that way. But she obviously disrobed in front of him, so.
Hey, you're just one.
That didn't work too great.
You're just one bedroll away to.
Oh, yeah. That hasn't even happened yet. She hasn't just, like, slipped into his bed yet.
Yeah.
Like, that's a trope waiting to happen. Holy shit.
Episode 7.
And she's jealous of the other girls? Like, oh, man, this show is trash.
Oh, man.
So bad.
It's trash.
The more you talk about it, the more excited I am to like, learn.
I know. This is
Like,
why I
damn
want to
it.
watch.
And the more I'm resolved to not watch it.
I might finish this by the next episode.
Vicky,
I might
what you're
straight up
feeling
finish it.
is what we feel with Redo Hero.
It was like, this is unrepentant trash. I am not interested in it.
See, this is what makes this interesting because clearly Redo of Healer is this show to Vicky.
Yes.
Like, she is like, I know it's not great, but I want to see the end. And I'm like, I know this isn't great, and I want to see the end. But I'm like, I will never watch Redo a Healer. And she's like, I will never watch this show. It's so clear. And of course, Patrick's over here just, I'm in the
I
middle.
love it. No, it's great. Hey, you gotta accept all ends. These are two extremes, two weird areas. And you gotta be open. Like I said, I think people should watch this show if the first episode. I'm not saying no to the show.
Definitely.
Watch the first episode.
I think give first
it a
episode.
chance.
You're not gonna go to jail like if you watch Redo a Healer in public. So
What? That's subjective a little bit. Everyone's of legal age.
You know who's subjected to that? The police. They're gonna be like, yeah, what you watching? Oh, yeah.
Hey, you guys. You know, 16 is just a number. But you know what also is a number? 911.
R. Kelly said that too.
911 is also a number, you guys. I mean, come on now. 2 numbers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
How to raise your jailbait so she's the perfect bride.
Jesus. This show.
Well, this was a fascinating episode. Oh, jeez.
Oh my god, yeah.
I have a lot of editing to work on this. Just in case we slip things through.
Yeah, I'll tell you. So, alright, so as you listen to this, it'll have long been past Father's Day, Juneteenth, all that other good stuff. I hope everybody who listens to this has a good weekend, whatever weekend they're listening to or whatever weekend is coming up. Vicky, what are we watching next week?
I will be picking Odd Taxi. It looks like an anime where everyone is animals. And it kind of reminds me so far of first glance of Paprika. So
have not seen Paprika.
I haven't really either. I just know things get really weird at the end.
Yeah, that's a classic.
But yeah. And it's got an amazing song. Now I really want to watch Paprika. We'll be watching Odd Taxi for next week.
And what is our social media information?
If you want to contact us on Twitter, we are Taku Katsu. And you can also find us on YouTube, Taku Katsu Podcast.
Yes.
And Patrick, anything that close us out with?
No, this was a...
You know what you're going to watch in 2 weeks?
Oh, yes. I think I'm going to watch, this is the Shamisen anime. That's all I know. I don't know the name of the show. What's the Shamisen?
Let me pull it up real quick. Shamisen. Anime. I hope I wrote it down.
I really want to get a Shamisen.
Mashiro no Oto,
yes.
I think is what it's called.
Those Snow White Notes is the English translation.
Okay.
I mean, I love music, so I mean, I'm really down for this, and it's gonna be. I don't know too much about it, which is great, but it's got that cool shamisen sound, so yeah, it's gonna be good.
And I know the next season is coming up soon, July, I believe. But we still have a couple bigger shows that we could look at. Tokyo Revengers, Mars Red,
To Your Eternity.
To Your Eternity,
I really want to
and then
watch that.
The other one that has a really long title because it's basically this full dive RPG is worse than real life. So I'll have to decide which one. I'll probably go for the full dive one because comedy is good, and I don't feel like we've had enough comedy in the last couple of weeks. So, with that being said, I hope everybody enjoyed. I hope you leave some comments. Tell us why dads and anime suck. If anyone can think of anyone who's not better than, everyone but Mage Hughes. If you think anybody who's as good or almost as good as Mage Hughes or wants to tell us that we should definitely watch Sweetness and Lightning to see one good anime dad, please send us any kind of comments leave comments, subscribe, bug Vicky on social media. Tell us that we need to get a SoundCloud account so you can have it on podcast or maybe even iTunes. And we will see you, or at least you'll hear from us, in a week. So this has been Vicky.
Bye.
Patrick.
See you later, guys.
And this week's host, Cori. Take care.